Hey YouTube, it's me again, Steve. Texas Vapors Life. My hat's kind of crooked there today. I got another video for you for a fairly new mod. This one is from Yeehy SX Pure Technology. That's Pioneer for you, IPV-5. Individual Personal Vaporizer number 5. Here's the box. Got a nice little box on it. They all got a nice little box. I think they all come from the place. It says box mod, silver. It's actually stainless steel. Comes with your regular array of stuff, which is a warranty card, an authenticity card, and a book to tell you how to use the thing. User's manual. And you're definitely going to need the user's manual. This one's in jewels. It's got the Yeehy. Let me see if it says it right off. As far as which board it's got in it. It's got the, I don't know, that I'd have to look it up, but just like the SX Minis, the very expensive mods, the IPV line has since I don't know when, but anyway, for the last 3 or 4 mods and the 2 or 3 newer ones they've got out, other than 5, I mean, they brought them out 5, the 400, then the 6S, so they've got several of them, and they run in joules, and that just is I guess a British term or European term for watts. Like 120 joules is, I don't know how much is what. Anyway, I got this one set at 100 joules. It's fairly easy to read. I've got my SMOC TF RTDA on it. It's not a great big one, but it's substantial. It's got a really stiff battery door. It's got a great big old magnet and 2 down there. It's not going nowhere, believe me. And there's no rattles, none whatsoever. There you go. So, for you rattle freaks, there's no rattles. The buttons are nice and clicky. So, works out just great. Doesn't that SMOC 25 or 24.5 milliliter just fit that just perfect to a T? Color and everything. Let me have a vape on it for you. And this is at a 3.31 volts, 0.11 ohms, and I've got it set at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 joules. Of course, I've got my fans going. It's hot in Texas. It just rained, so it's nice. And I mean, it's cool in my house, but man, it is hot outside. I think it's about 90-some degrees and about 190% humidity. So, this is a really well-made box mod. It's a dual battery box mod. they're coming out with, I mean, more and more wattage. I mean, it's 200 watts. Who needs over 200 watts? I don't know. They've got one, the Marshall, that's 300 watts, and they've got one, the Engine, that's 400 watts, and it takes 4 batteries, 4 18650s, and those are on the line. They've already been introduced and brought out, so they're in the okay for now for the FDA. Boy, this is so stupid. Anyway, I'm not going to get off into that. As far as it has all the things that you would want in a mod. It's ran in series. You can charge through the charging port, but I just wouldn't suggest it. Only thing, I have like the first iStick 100, the one without temperature control, and it's got parallel 18650 batteries. Well, it charges just fine. It's got a good charger. I'd charge them in parallel, but or some single 18650 battery mods, but not in series. It's just too risky. You have to have a good balancer in there, and there's too many things that could go wrong. So I suggest getting a good charger. I suggest that anyway. I use a what is it? Anyway, it revamps them and everything. It is one of the best ones I had. I had one of those. Here I go with the. I got Alzheimer's. Must have. When I start to talk about it to somebody else, I've got all the information. When I start to talk to the screen, then I start forgetting. Anyway, there's a lot of good chargers out there. Just make sure that they can identify the different types of batteries. And the faster you charge it, the faster, the shorter the life of the battery. So if it takes 4 hours to charge 4, I'd suggest at least a 4-port charger. That way you can, usually 2 of them, like mine, the 2 on the end is 2 amps. If I'm just really in a big hurry and need a quick charge, it charges it in about an hour. Depending on how many miles it is, but or milliamp hours. But I pretty much stick to Samsung 25Rs because they are rated at 20 amps, but I have witnessed on 2 occasions myself when I was using mechanical mods, I laid one down on a seat and it sat there for 10 minutes going off. And it had a .01 build in it. I was building it for a competition, so it drained the battery totally. The battery, I grabbed it and the whole mod was just red hot. So it should have exploded, or vented at least, but let the battery cool off, stuck another battery in it, re-wicked it, burnt the mess off of the Canthal coils, and nothing wrong with the mod, and rejuvenated the battery. That battery's still running today, and it keeps them charged just as well as the new ones I got. So how many amps that drew, I have no idea, but they are very safe batteries. I trust them very much. Plus they seem to last just almost as long as any of the 3,000, 3,500. You know, you got some of them out there that are just advertising crazy amp limits, and it's not there, folks. 20, 25, 30. You know, for some of them, the higher the amp limit is, I've found, the lower the milliamp hour, the lower amount of power it can hold. It just works that way. This one, I've gotten it. I've built it down pretty low, so I've tested it at 0.05, I believe, is as low as it'll go. It's I should be looking at the box. Oh, it's not on the box like most of them. It is in the manual, though. I should have all this stuff written out. I'll get better, folks. Let's see. It says Yeehee supports SX pure wattage 10 through 120 watts, supports IPV pure X2, and supports the IPV pure X2 atomizer. Here we go. Input current 1.3 amps through 45 OA, whatever that is. Output, input voltage 6.4 volts to 9 volts. It'll go 100 degrees centigrade to 300 degrees centigrade and 212 degrees Fahrenheit to 572 degrees Fahrenheit. Odd numbers. Standard resistance 0.15 ohms to 3 ohms. And hey, 3 ohms, 3 to 3.2 ohms at 4.8 volts. You would be surprised how good of a vape you get and how long the battery life will last you. So don't think everything has to be way low ohms. Those of us who have been vaping a while learned that. You can get some pretty good, you can get great flavor, and you can really get good battery life, you know. You don't have to have everything like you're in a competition. Some of them are getting better, but usually high wattage and big clouds equals, you know, flavor. Some of the best flavor I've had has been low wattage, like my Kanger sub tank. I hang on to it for, you know, and I use a little Kanger 40 watt thing, and usually at 20 watts, and build it 0.75, so a little bit, you know. Anyway, in temperature or joules mode, it says 0.05 through 1.5 ohms. In TCR value, 0.00051 through 0.070,700. So 0.050 through 0.700. And that pretty well takes care of every vaping wire we have. I think there's like 30 to 40 of them. Go to Daniel at DJSL Labs. He's got a website listed on his videos on YouTube. He's a Spanish guy, has short hair, wears glasses, and he's got the little black symbol. It says DJSL Labs. Very, very smart individual. He's got them, and I've said in other videos, he's got every 510 pin he can find measured, how long it is. So you'll know what it'll fit and what it'll stick up on and what it won't. Because a lot of people really get picky if their tanks or their dripper is setting up above the body of the mod, the battery mod. And anyway, and he's also got all the wires listed and the TCR values, and he's got them right on. So I'm not sure where all that information came from, but he got it right on. And it's very important to look at, like, stainless steel. If you're using stainless steel 16, well, there's two types. There's 16, and then there's 16L. There's 17, 17L. There's 440. There's 370. There's a lot of different kind of wires out there, and they all don't run the same. You can use some of it, like you can wrap a coil with a stainless steel 17L and try to run it on your stainless steel setting. You won't get nothing. You can run it all the way up, and there's just nothing, or it'll just burn it, flat out burn it. If it's like just stainless steel 17 or 16, then most of them are 16 and 16L. I have a vape for you. Now that's pretty good. It's not real hot because of the drip tip, but 100 joules. It's 3.31 volts. And I do have fans blowing pretty hard. Vape's great. Tastes good. It's not a battery hog. It running in series like that. It's really not that much of a. It doesn't get real warm or nothing like that. Chain vaping like that on on the board or anything, so nothing gets real warm. I have noticed that the Rouleau 200, or mine's now 250 watt, even at 100 watts, it gets pretty hot. It gets pretty warm there. It's built out of composite material, which is kind of like a plastic with some zinc in the middle of it, and then the rest of it is I don't think it's stainless. It's something a little lighter. They're great mods, but they do get hot. And heat is electronics' worst enemy, so we'll see how long they last. I'm hoping they last a good long time, but these IPVs have been a staple. They're very comparative. They're the less expensive model of the SX Minis. the M series, all those different series, they all run the same Yeehee boards in them, and they're really good boards. They're proven, and they've been in the temperature control business as long as DNA has. Right after DNA came out with the DNA 30, I think was the first one, or 20, there was a Yeehee board, so that's Y-I-H-I, Yeehee. Yahoo. Okay. It's a nice looking mod. It's rather, it's substantial. That's what I'm saying. But it's really not that big to the hand. I mean, it fits and feels really good. There's no points that would be uncomfortable. They've kind of tucked the buttons, or gave it a lip right in here, to kind of protect those buttons. And let me see, turning it sideways, the buttons don't protrude too much, but when you have your hand and your finger there, you can find them real easy. And the only one you really need to find constantly is the fire button. So the other ones, you have to push them pretty good. I don't know how many pounds, but I mean, they're not hard to push, but you know they're not just really, pillow soft pushes, and I hate those kind because they go off in your pocket. I wouldn't worry a bit about sticking this in my pocket on, but because I know it wouldn't go off. Of course, I don't wear skin tight clothes or none of that either, as you can tell. I'm just a good old boy from Texas, born and raised. Moved down to this area. I live in Central Texas, and lots of trees. Used to be a whole bunch more, but wildfires, we had a rash of them over the last 5-6 years. And I've lived here since, what was it, 2002? 2001? No, 1998. Wow. Nearly 20 years now. Yeah, nearly 20 years. Yeah, wow. I was still a 30-year-old man. Jeez, 20 years. That goes by quick. And then I lived in Odessa, Midland, for 30-something years. So, oil field. That's all I got to say. Nothingness as far as scenery, lakes, 90 miles to the nearest lake. If you don't have a swimming pool out there, you're not going to get wet. It doesn't rain a lot out there, and it's hot, but there's no humidity out there, so it's different. That's where my family all lived. Most of them have passed on, and we've kind of grown apart, like a lot of families have these days, and that's unfortunate. I assist if you see me. Anyway. Yep. IPV-5. You won't believe it, but there again, eFun.top flash sale, $20. I've got several wholesale accounts, but they also have, just near close to those prices. The wholesale, you only save $1 or $2 on most stuff, but $20, and they listed for right at 100, and there's still a lot of sites selling them for 60 and 70 bucks on sale. So there's several sites that I'm gonna write down and get for y'all. They're on my bookmarks, and I can't remember them. I can't even remember passwords. But anyway, for $20, I know they were still on sale yesterday. So for $20 and a couple of bucks shipping in a week, you'll have it. It took 1 week. They were really fast. They got it out the next day and put it on whatever their air mail carrier is, and then it got put in USPS, the postal service here. So it was like 6 or 7 days, and man, for that kind of prices, I can wait. So $20 mod, you know, and tank. They had the tanks, the smoke, TF, RTA for $15. Don't buy the batteries from overseas, because they'll get your whole order will get sent back. It'll get staying customs for months. It's a terrible nightmare. So buy your batteries here, and lionwholesale.com. Excellent place to buy batteries from. It's not going to be your cheapest place to get them. They do take PayPal also, but they're fast. I mean, they'll have them to your door in a couple of days. And the thing is that every battery they sell is tested and guaranteed 100% authentic. There are so many fake batteries out there, and I wouldn't know most of them. There's one site on eBay that I trust, and that is R-ISALES, which means recyclable internet sales, and they've sold, like 500,000 different orders, or that's how many they've got in their listing things. So if you've got an eBay account, look him up, and he's got good prices, and his batteries are authentic. He has them tested, so, and he gets them to you super lightning fast. He's in, seems like it's Georgia. It's either Georgia or Florida, but I get them in 2, maybe 3 days after I order them, because they go out the same day unless it's late, 4 o'clock in Central Time. I'm on Central Time. So, and then we have, well, we've got several sites, but DNAdistributors.com, which is strictly ecig.com, but it's a wholesale, so you're going to have a business set up, and they check you out and everything. So in 2012, that's what I did, was the internet sales, and got sick. So and my main business has been pest control for all my life, since I was 8 years old. That's what my dad did, so I got the fortunate of working for him. So anyway, enough about me, more about the mod. If I lost it, would I replace it? Yes. I would look for it. I wouldn't pay $100 for it. I probably wouldn't pay $50, but I'd pay, $25 for it, $30. But because I know that, you can watch for sales on just about all this stuff. They're going to keep pulling it out. I talk on Skype with a guy that works at Smoke, and he talks to most of the other manufacturing firms out there, of every one of them are out there in the Shenzhen Bohan district. That's all it is e-cigarette heaven. Just factory after factory. Thousands of Chinese people are employed 3 shifts around the clock. He said they've got enough to put a new mod or tank out every other day for the next 2 years. So that means 750 something. You know, there's a bunch of new stuff, and that's just one company. So he said most of the other companies have quite a bit to bring out. You know, at least weekly they'll bring something new out, something new that they've already sold somewhere in the world. So I don't think I've mentioned that too many times, but anyway. Does it work? Yep, it works. This is Steve from Texas Vapors Alive. It's been enjoyable. I hope you like it. If you do, please check, subscribe, and I'll work on getting better at my videos. Getting more equipment so we can do some more down close things. So I've had to replace everything due to wildfire. Anyway, that's just what it is. So I've got most everything ready. So just waiting for a couple other pieces, and can do some more professional looking things. As professional as an old hick like me can get, or redneck. But I definitely have the Texas accent, so, and I've never tried to wipe it out. I'm proud of it. I love Texas. I just don't like the heat, and we've got lots of it, folks. I'm ready for it to get cool again. Although we've called this a mild year. Anyway, 32 minutes and counting. I've taken enough of your time. Go out and find you an IPV-5. Look at the site I told you, and that's at efun.top. And you won't be sorry you did. It'll be a long-lasting piece of equipment for you, and it'll power just about anything you need to be vaping. You know, we don't need to go 400 watts. What in the world can we do with 400 watts? Anyway, keep on vaping. Have a good day.